Hello, Geek Collective. LJ here, and today I'm here to tell you about Haste, developed and published by Landfall, released on April 1st, 2025 via Steam. And a special shout out to the developers for providing a key so that way we could check this one out. You may know these devs from games such as Cluster Truck, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, and the recently viral Content Warning. If you've been following us for a while, you know that we've had quite a blast with that last one in particular. In Haste, you play as Zoe, a young girl who has taken it upon herself to deliver letters across the multiverse. And now that all of time and space seems to be shattering, she may be the only one who can save it. The main objective is to collect shards across the game's hub world. Going after each of them has players running across various procedurally generated courses through branching rogue-lite inspired paths, with a boss awaiting your arrival before you can complete a run. As you race across the broken worlds, you'll come across some unique characters that will eventually aid you on your journey. Not only will you get to know their backstory, but you advance your own as well through the dialogue, which makes Haste Landfall's most ambitious title yet. Landfall's work is recognizable through their minimalistic and yet charming low-poly art style. Though that is evident when you look at the game's environments, it puts a smile on my face when I see the extra work that was put into the character design. That's an added layer of charm and personality that I've never seen from them before. When racing across each stage and avoiding obstacles, the world is literally collapsing behind every footstep. That means you'll need to use the game's unique landing mechanic to make it through each gate. Getting a perfect landing requires timing, the right angle, and the push of a button. Hitting those perfect landings keeps up your speed, while fumbling through a level means you'll be consumed by the destruction that has been chasing you the entire time. Successful landings fill up a meter that enables you to use Zoe's board, which can make the difference if you find yourself falling behind. My biggest error during a run was thinking that gliding through the air as much as I could was the answer. But that led to my failure more often than not, so my biggest piece of advice is to go touch grass as much as you can. Since the release of Hades, there has been a trend in the rogue genre blending its challenging gameplay with story elements. And in the midst, players are getting that feeling of not only growing stronger, but getting better at the game too. I believe that Haste understands the formula. Gaining my first shard felt very rewarding after all that trial and error that I had experienced. I did gain a permanent upgrade or two in that time, but I learned how to play the game better in that process. I chose the right temporary boosts that worked in tandem with one another, and applied my skills. I eventually found myself entering the flow state a few times as everything worked in unison. As a result, I earned myself a few S ranks. I'd been following the development of Haste via TikTok for a while, and it's been quite a journey to see the game begin as an online multiplayer quote-unquote racing game to what it is now. It seems they couldn't come up with enough fun ways for players to interact with one another in that format, but in hindsight, the pivot seems like it was a wise decision. So much so that I can't help but think Haste could potentially lead to a new subgenre or even future collaborations. If we can get a Godzilla and Dave the Diver crossover, I would love to see Sega partner up with Landfall so that we could eventually get Sonic the Hedgehog into Haste. The whole presentation of this game already lends itself so well to such a collab. Even though I already love the music and the aesthetic, it would be really cool to see Sonic and his friends make an appearance in this world, and maybe even some of the tunes from some of our favorite Sonic video games. And now for my final thoughts. Haste is one of those games that will hook players once the gameplay finally clicks. It took a minute for me, but once it did, I kept telling myself, just one more run. I believe that the rogue genre, along with the mechanics, could be a barrier to entry for some players. It will be Landfall's experience in short-form content that will get players to see the game and give them a desire to break through those barriers. If you're jumping into Haste for the first time, you will notice a slight lack of polish and possibly some minor bugs or things that I simply have not had experience with yet. But know that the devs are always working hard to patch the game and make it the best it can be, because I assure you, they have been patching this thing since it released. My final score is 7.5 out of 10. We're halfway through the year and Haste is easily some of the most fun I've had with a game so far, and I believe we are a few major updates short of its full potential. And that is all for today. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Again, my name is LJ, collecting my XP and signing off.